Hello and welcome to the show From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole, where we interview amazing people from all over the world, sharing their incredible story of how they overcame obstacles and what they are currently doing to maintain not only their mental health, but their physical health as well. So if you know my story, back in 2021 is when I went to treatment for PTSD, depression, addiction, and anxiety. And during that time, for 2 months, yes, it was a hard decision, but it was one of the best decisions. During that time, I was just journaling and writing how I was feeling, not knowing that they were going to be my music, my singles. And when I left out of treatment, I was able to share my music through song, as well as talk to organizations and share my music and share my story to let people know that there is hope. And so I'm so excited for this opportunity to have this podcast, to have amazing people to share their story, to let others know that there is hope and healing on the other side. So if you would like to be a guest on future episodes, please hit up your girl at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. We would love to have you on to share your incredible Weeping to Warrior story. We have an amazing guest today all the way from Illinois, but before we introduce him, we are going to just share a little bit of mental health stats today. A disclaimer, anything that I share on this episode or all episodes is things that helped me to overcome mental health, to overcome depression or anxiety. And so I just want to put that disclaimer out there, as well as a trigger warning as well. We're talking about mental health, so things that we could be talking about might be triggering for you. And so I just wanted to let you know that as well. So let's talk about, today we're going to have a did you know stat today. So I'm going to read this and I'm going to give you some homework as well. So yes, I'm going to give you some homework on today. Did you know that your gut is your second brain? So have you heard that statement before? The gut and brain are closely connected. This connection allows the gut to influence your mood, your health, and other bodily functions. So it earns its name or its nickname as the second brain. So with that being said, if you're dealing with chronic stress, and that can be internal stress, what's going on in your body, or external stress, that can disrupt the gut microbiome. That is basically the home and the environment of your gut. And so that can lead to digestive issues and also impact your mental health. So managing your stress through relaxation is one way to support your gut health. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that you can relax, but I want you to pick something that not only what I'm talking about, because I'm only going to give you just a few, but I want you to write down what are some ways that helps you to relax. So some examples are journaling, walking, breathing, like doing breathing exercises, meditation, prayer, coloring, puzzles or painting, drawing, or writing. These are some examples, but I want your homework for this week is to make a list of all the things that helps you to relax. And then I want you to put yourself on the calendar and start with 2 days this week. So if you enjoy writing, spend 10 minutes, 2 days this week, and sit down and do some writing if that helps you to de-stress. So pick what works for you and make that commitment to yourself this week. And then the next week, add 10, it could be 10 minutes, but add 3 days that will help you to de-stress, okay? So whatever resonates with you. So that is your homework this week. If you are watching on YouTube or if you're listening in the comments, this is episode 6, go ahead and write what is something that helps you to de-stress and helps you to relax. I would love to hear it and reply to your comments. So that's your homework for this week. Alrighty. So let's read our amazing guest on today. We're going on the map. So we're in Seattle, but we're going to travel all the way to Illinois today. And we have Jermel Williams. And Jermel Williams is a hidden gem in the gospel music industry. Jermel's creativity, diversity, and vocal range gives him a unique and distinct sound, thus carving his vocal signature. He has been nominated for numerous awards in many different categories. He performs internationally and is a sought-after vocalist, singing solos, enriching choirs, and also collaborating in groups. His blessed and unique talent has received parental and community nurturing from his childhood. He traveled nationally with his mom and the Voices of Greater Faith, a recording choir led by the late, great Reverend C.L. Fairchild, instilled in him a deep passion. So let's welcome this warrior king, amazing, talented vocals minister to the show, Jermel Williams.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, Jermel. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for that fire introduction.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad you're on. Welcome. And I'm just excited to talk about your story, talk about your music, and just super excited. Yes.
I like your microphone. I need that in gray. That's nice.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we got the pink going on here, so thank you. Well, Jermel, before we get into your story and your music, just let everyone, I know I kind of did your bio, read your bio, but let the people know who you are, where you reside, and what you do.
Yeah, so my name is Jermel Williams. I reside now I'm in Ingleside, Illinois, but I'm originally from Waukegan, Illinois, which is 30 minutes north of Chicago. I wear a lot of hats. I do a lot of things. I'm a minister. I'm a praise and worship leader. I'm also a deacon. I'm a father. I'm a big brother, son. So, I mean, you name it, I probably have the title except bishop and pastor and all of that. That's a little bit about me. I grew up in the church. Still in church, doing whatever I can to serve God.
Yes. Awesome. Wow. So you have a lot of titles, and we'll talk about that too, like how you balance and juggle that, being an artist and then being a father and a minister and all that. So you wear many hats, and we'll talk a little bit about that in just a minute. So Jermel, please tell the audience, we would love to hear your Weeping to Warrior story, and tell the audience, a time in your life that you faced an obstacle. What was that time like for you?
So I'm a former addict. I used to be addicted to cocaine. So that time was very dark for me. But it all began with just, you have to be careful when you're going through things. I was at a tumultuous time in my life. Things weren't working out the way that I would like them to. I was in a very rocky marriage. And so, I hung around people at that time that weren't good influences on me. And I was introduced to drugs, and, it just kind of spiraled out of control there. But it was a very dark time in my life.
Right.
It was very hard. It was depressing. It's like you're in your problems, and you're in day-to-day life, and you're just looking for some sort of relief. And then when you get that relief or release, you're left feeling more miserable than where you started out at. So that's my story.
Wow, Jermel. Yeah. So during this time, have you going through your divorce and, being a cocaine addict? So what was the time like? How everyone says that they have a time when they hit like rock bottom. Tell us about your like rock bottom time before you got out of that hole.
Yeah, sure. So I remember I was getting off work one day. I used to work with the senior and elderly population. And they had Alzheimer's, dementia, and other illnesses. And I was getting off work, and I was looking forward to spending time with my family. And came to like almost like a fork in the road, and it was figuratively and it was literally. So if I went right, I would go ahead and I would re-up and get another bag, or if I went left, I could
Mhm.
spend time with my family. And regretfully,
Mhm.
I turned right, and I was crying as I was turning right, and that's when I realized that I had a problem.
Mhm.
You kind of put things, and you put um, occasions
Mhm.
below your need for drug dependency,
Yeah.
and that takes precedence over your life. And I
Mhm.
wanted to stop, but I just couldn't. There was like like the hooks were kind of like of addiction were just kind of sunk into me, and so I knew
Mhm.
I was in trouble. Just by the decisions that I was making. Choosing
Mhm.
drugs over family, over
Mm.
time with people, and just it just became you know kind of like a ruler in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. It overtook you and overtook your life. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow. So Jermel, so I know for me, like, because my struggle was with sleeping medication and then drinking at night just to, not deal with trauma, because mine was, from medical trauma that I had faced years previous. And so I was hiding in silence. Like, I was hiding my pain. I would go and, walk around like everything was fine. And then at night, that was my time of just like, I need to just knock myself out so then I don't have to feel it and relive the trauma that I endured. And um, so what I'm asking is, like, how were you able to just get through your day? Was it more of just like you seeking your next high and seeking your next, person you could reach out to? So, like, how are you able to just manage throughout your day?
Well, there's people that are full on addicts, that are
Mm-hmm.
in the streets, but then there are functional addicts.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so I would consider myself as a functional addict.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I would, keep my job, and like just like I would keep
Yep.
a smile on my face, just hide like a mask, hiding the
Mm-hmm.
hurt and the pain and the
Yep.
depression, that I was going through.
Yeah.
And it, when I got off, I was just this totally different person. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I abused alcohol as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, I would just go to neighborhoods that weren't really safe. Be
Mm-hmm.
around people that weren't safe, and it was just it's a risk that you take, and it's a desperation,
For
that
sure.
you
Yeah.
have in order to get your drugs so that you can get a relief or to feel normal, or
Mm-hmm.
just kind of I guess relax, in
Mm-hmm.
this way. But it's just it's the dependency that kind of
Mm-hmm.
drives you.
Yes.
So
Yep. Yep. Where you're just like, I have to have it, Yeah. It really overtakes you, and it really is overwhelming. And so now that you have shared your shared your weeping moment, we would love to hear, how did you come out of it? Yes, your warrior moment. How did you come out
yes,
of this, and the Jamel that you are today? We want to hear about that. Yes.
awesome, yeah. And I just thank God that that's not how the story ends.
Absolutely. Right.
Um, so one day, and I was so tired.
Mhm.
I'd hit rock bottom. Thank God I still had a job, and I still had a
Mhm.
family that loved me, but they
Yeah.
didn't know what was going on. You
Right.
know,
Okay. Yep.
um,
Hmm.
and so one day, my sister invited me to church with her,
Okay.
and I went to church, and I had both of my kids with me. I took them
Mhm.
to church with me, and I was at church, and the service was going on. I sat through the whole service, and at the end, there was an altar call, and I had been fasting and praying that week, just
Mhm.
so God could just deliver me from this addiction.
Yes.
And there was an altar call at the church, and I'll never forget this. Bishop called, said anybody that wants to come to the altar, you can come to the altar for prayer.
Right.
And something just drew me to the altar, because I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I'm on this fast, and I think
Mhm.
I'll be all right. But it was the way God just drew me to the altar, and I went to the altar, and I let the bishop pray for me, and
Mhm.
it was like a refreshing wind, or like kind of like water being poured over your body, and
Right.
the addiction broke, and that was 10 years ago, and
Wow.
I've not been the same. I've that's what really started me on my trajectory to
Okay.
just growing in the kingdom. You
Right.
know, when you have a dependency, you are so stifled. I mean, that's all that you have in front of you.
Mhm.
It's just that dependency. But once those chains are broken, you're able to
Mhm.
be who you truly are.
Right. Absolutely.
Who you are, I was an artist,
Mhm.
an independent music artist. Uh,
Mhm.
I was a minister,
Mhm.
praise and worship leader, but also a businessman.
Mhm.
You know, when you spend all your money on drugs, it's like you can't really focus on doing business or saving money, let alone.
Right. Right.
Once I was able to get delivered, and I was able to
Mhm.
be productive, and I was able to do more, and not only for myself but for society,
For
you know,
sure.
for the kingdom, for
Mhm.
people and family around me. I was able to mentor people,
Yes.
so it was just a wonderful experience. And I mean, I did, after that experience, I did seek mental health counseling.
Okay. Yeah. Tell us about that. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to hear about that.
And so, just everything that I was going through, because I really believe, like, um, it's good to be delivered from, you know, problems and sin and issues, but
Mhm.
there's also a mental health component that goes along with that,
Absolutely.
that,
Absolutely.
that should go hand in hand.
Mhm.
Sometimes you have to work out problems mentally learn where, your issues came from. Sometimes it stems from childhood.
Mhm.
You have
Yep.
childhood trauma that you haven't dealt with or realized, and
Right.
the suppression is there, but you act out. So
Mhm.
I was able to, get some mental health counseling, and learn
Good.
about me, and learn
Yes.
about my triggers, and learn,
Right.
the people I need around me, for me to be
Mhm.
the best version of myself, and how to deal and cope with stress, because things, happen, and you no longer can go to drugs to you know, as a stress reliever.
Right.
So you
Right.
have to come up with different techniques and different ways to handle and cope with stress.
Mhm.
So,
Yes.
but it's been so good for me,
Mhm.
about me, and learning, how I function, and um, learning, my triggers.
Right. Yes. Yes. And Jermel, you mentioned something that I think is incredible is, mental health counseling for sure. And so especially, um, growing up in the church, which I've talked about before, and you being a Black male, there's that stigma with it. And so I'm so glad that you spoke on that, where you're just like, no, I need to go and get some mental health counseling. So you were aware that you needed that. And I talk about it all the time, that there is puzzle pieces. Like, we have the spiritual, but we also need to look at like the mental. We need to look at the whole body, look at the whole picture to be a beautiful canvas, or a beautiful picture. And so we can't just focus on just the spiritual. Yes, yes, absolutely focus on the spiritual, but we're missing other pieces of the puzzle to make yourself to be whole. And so absolutely, I think of the mental health counseling, and diet and rest and exercise and doing all those things. So, to heal the body, because we have to go through all of that, cleanse our body, in that way. And so, thank you for talking on that. So, yes, have you done anything, in that realm of like a diet and rest and exercise or anything like that? Talk about that a little bit if you have. So,
Yes. So,
okay.
um, whenever you are delivered, you have to replace, what you were delivered from, with
Yes.
something. Um,
Yes.
and for me, it was, spending more time with God, spending time in the church, making
Mhm.
myself available. But also with that, um, it does come diet and exercise. So
Mhm.
I had a weight loss journey where I lost around 100 pounds.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow.
Stayed
Awesome.
away from sugar. I stayed away from, just carbs.
Yeah.
Well, I did more whole foods, like
Mhm.
strawberries, fruits, vegetables,
Yes.
proteins, fish, chicken, um, beef, eggs,
Yes.
and moved away from processed foods.
Okay.
You
Mhm.
know, and you'll be amazed at how your diet can just really affect your mental clarity.
Mhm.
And it
Yep.
can affect your mood.
Absolutely.
And then also, I started resistance training along with cardio.
Okay. Good.
Sometimes that involves, lifting weights, or sometimes with bands. But that really is another way for you to be mentally clear as well,
Mhm.
to enhance your mood. So I just replaced, unhealthy things with
Yep.
healthy things.
Absolutely.
And it's your soul is like the middleman between the spirit, and
Mhm.
your body, the flesh.
Mhm.
There's a process of working like unhealthy thoughts out,
Yep.
meditating on, who God says that you are,
Mhm.
believing that, and just sometimes you have to, just tell yourself, I am, a royal priesthood. I'm a
Yes.
queen. I am the righteousness of God. And
Mhm.
just have to tell yourself healthy stories and healthy narratives to help you get through the day.
Yes, that's wonderful. Absolutely. You got to speak to yourself and get rid of those ants, those automatic negative thoughts that, wants to come and invade our head. And so, yes, and you spoke on the holistic approach, which is amazing, because I'm sure after, going through that time of detoxing, the cocaine, and just like for me, the alcohol out of the system, our body is starving for nutrients. And so, doing, like you said, the whole foods, and that's amazing. Congratulations on your sobriety and your weight loss journey. That's awesome. So yes, and thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your story on today, because I know it's not easy. For me, I was scared to share my story, and so I know it could be fearful at first, or anytime. Sometimes it could be super fearful, but I know that it's not just healing for just me as I share it, but also healing for so many people that, is going through something similar or something different from what I'm going through or what you're going through. So yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to shift gears just a little bit. We want to talk about your amazing music. Friends, if you have not checked out Jermel Williams' music, he's going to talk about a couple of his songs. I know he has No Greater Love, which is an amazing single. My favorite, Jermel, is It Feels Good. I was like, I love that. It feels good. I'm like, yes. So that's one of my favorites from you. But talk to the people a little bit about your song, No Greater Love. Y'all, I met him season 16 of Praise Factor, Jermel Williams, and he's just such an amazing, anointed, a man of God and worship, and just amazing, just, to get to know who he was during that time. And I know he won some awards. And so talk to us about No Greater Love, and maybe a little bit about, Praise Factor 16 when I met you about almost 2 years ago. So yeah.
Almost. It's amazing how time flies.
I know. Yes.
You just blew me away. I'm like, I didn't expect all that from you. You know what I'm saying? But you have an amazing voice. You have amazing lyrics.
Oh, thank you.
I love your music. I'm a fan of yours as well.
Oh gosh, thank you.
Join us for From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole, a podcast where we're discussing all things mental health and wellness. Airing Fridays, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio, and on Mondays at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on PGN TV. For full details on air dates, networks, and how to be a guest on the show, email us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com or visit RoshawnNicole.com.
Yeah, in 2020, everybody's sitting at home.
Yep.
It's the pandemic, and I just had more time on my hand, and the pandemic was good for me because it when you're creative and you have time, you can really come up with some really good things and really good
Sure.
ideas. And so, just being on social media and staying connected with people, I just wanted to find a way to encourage everyone. And so that birthed the song "It Feels Good."
Okay.
I've always been a fan of hip hop and R&B.
Right.
So that vibe, I just kind of wanted to stay true to who I was. And, that's kind of how "It Feels Good" came about. I just wrote some lyrics to one of my favorite songs, and I talked to a producer, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And I want to say within the matter of, I hung up with him that night, and in the afternoon he came up. He was like, "Listen to this," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that'll work."
Right. Yep.
We go to Atlanta, and we recorded. "It Feels Good," and the rest is history. It's on streaming platforms. Then "No Greater Love." I just wanted to talk about the love of Christ.
Yes.
Think about this. Someone sees you that you're in trouble, and they see that you have no way of saving yourself, right? They come and they say, hey, I'll help this person out. I'll die for you, and I'll die for you so that you can have a better life.
Right.
And the best life is connection to God. Because he leads us, he guides us, he comforts us. He tells us, who we really are. And, we spend all of our lives, lost, but then when we're able to reconcile with God, it just gives us new life and a new purpose. And that's what Jesus did for us. He kind of just filled in the gap so that we were able to have a connection with God. And that was through the shed blood of Jesus Christ.
Right.
And there's no greater love than that.
No greater love. Right.
He gave his only begotten son so that we have a right to life and life more abundantly. And I just wanted to express that in the song. That's how much God loves you.
Right.
And that's how valuable you are. I think a lot of people don't realize the value that they hold because, they treat themselves as common.
Right.
You're literally a walking miracle. There's no one like you. You are fearfully and wonderfully
made. Yes. Yes.
God, broke the mold when he made you, so.
Beautiful. Yes. Now, did that song, because I see that you were awarded for Rhythm and Praise Solo Artist of the Year. Was that just the last season, or was that season 16?
That was season 16.
Okay, season 16. Okay. Yes. So tell us a little bit about that. Yeah, your award, Rhythm and Praise Solo Artist of the Year.
Yes. So, I had the awesome opportunity to be a part of Praise Factor season 16.
Yeah.
And it was just so, career altering. Your eyes are open, you become better at your craft. You make connections, thank God for the connection I had with you and various other people. Carrie Frazier and Talene and, Pastor T and Tawanda Black.
Yes.
It's just been amazing. And each one of them, they bring something unique to the table, and you're able to glean from what they're doing. And it just makes you better. It takes your craft to a whole nother level.
Right.
In the exposure that you get, the classes, if you take advantage of.
That's my favorite. That's my fave. Yes.
I'm a nerd. I'm a little nerdy.
Me too. Right.
it's just an awesome experience, for me, just to make a connection. And then, the Rejoice tour that they did last year, I was just awesome. I was able to be a part of a few stops.
Okay.
But it was an awesome experience. Anytime that you're able to, express what God did through you, through song, and give it to the people.
Yes.
See how people are, if just for that moment they can they're back off of what they're going through and get on God. It's an awesome privilege.
Yeah, great experience, and meeting wonderful people and talented people like yourself, and like you said, building those connections. And my favorite is always the classes, because as we know, as independent artists, we're doing everything, right? We're promoting ourselves, we're doing this, doing that. So just having that business, they frame it around, as an independent artist, this is all the things you have to make sure you have in order, to be successful. So I do appreciate that. So yes, awesome. Yes. All right, Jermel. So I have a few more questions for you. So my question for you is, how do you stay mentally and physically, healthy, navigating being an independent artist, a father, a minister, a deacon? And the list goes on, right? So how do you juggle everything while maintaining your mental health and your physical health?
I use a simple word.
Okay.
And, I assess how I'm feeling. I assess what I have to do. And that is the word no.
I love it. No. I love it. Yes.
And be okay with it.
Yes.
But when you have priorities in your life, first comes God, family, and friends. I'm there for that. I had to learn that your first ministry is at home.
Yes.
It's with your family. I have 2 sons. And they are active. I got one in basketball, one in wrestling, flag football. Wow. The list goes on. Band, choir. And I'm their dad. I want to be a good dad. I want to be there for them.
Right.
So if they have something going on and somebody asks me to do something, the answer is politely no. Another time.
Yes. Love it.
Yes. And so, and it, with God and my family, I write it in ink, and with everything else, I just write in pencil. And that's how it has to be. When God puts a lot in you, you're asked to do a lot of things. Right.
But,
yes. You can't do everything. So it has to be no for sometimes for some people.
Love it. So the word is no. So that's boundaries. You can't say yes to everything, Yeah, I love it. But thank you for your yes on today. So all right, Jermel. So we're going to close up. I want you to share with the audience, first of all, what advice would you give to someone who's listening and maybe dealing with addiction or depression? What advice would you give to them?
My advice is to ask for help.
Yes.
It's you have to humble yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
And you have to realize that, one of the things I used to say to myself is that, next month, next week, I'm going to quit. I'm going to, and I thought I could handle it. But I had to get help. I had to humble myself and say, if I was going to quit, I would have done it by now. Just to come to that realization. But, be careful with the help that you get.
Right.
Because everybody, sad to say, everybody doesn't want to help. Some people just want to talk about it. Be discerning with the help that you get.
Right.
Whether that be a professional, whether that be someone that's spiritual, but get help and come up with a plan, to maintain your sobriety. But, that's, down the road, but asking for help with the right people in the right place, just make your life so better. you're doing yourself a disservice and you're suffering needlessly because you refuse to ask for help.
Ask for help. Yes, love it. Ask for help and make sure it's the right people who you're sharing your information to. So yes, love that. So Jermel, any shout outs, and also what is next for you?
I would like to shout out Pastor T and the whole Grace Factor staff, the crew. You know, you guys are doing amazing things. I appreciate you. I've grown so much from that platform. I want to give a shout out to my producer, Tazone, from Hitlanders.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he works great with people. He's been doing it for a long time, and he's made some great hits.
Wow.
Let's see here. I would also like to shout out my Mount Moriah Christian Center family. And right now, I'm in the process. I'm in the lab.
Okay.
Some things.
Okay. All right.
Yet I don't like giving dates.
Okay.
We'll just say coming soon.
Coming soon. Okay.
Yes, some new music. Let's see here. Also on my website, JermelWilliamsMusic.com. You know, I still have merch.
Yes.
No Greater Love sweatshirts, hats, t-shirts. Go ahead and grab you a No Greater Love t-shirt just to express your beliefs and your convictions. And it's a good conversation piece. If somebody asks you, what is that all about? So.
Yes, I was gonna say, let's talk about your merch, but you did. So yes, he has. I checked out his merch, and I was actually trying to purchase one before our interview today, but it wouldn't come in time. So I was gonna wear it and everything, but it's okay next time. So I'm still supporting. So yes, absolutely. All right, Jermel. So I have just a couple questions for you. We're gonna end it with a couple questions. It's a would you rather, and I'll give you two choices, and you're going to choose which one and why. Okay, so you ready for it? Okay. All right. All right, this one might be a little hard. What is your choice, concerts or musicals?
Concerts. Yeah, musicals confuse me sometimes. It's okay. I'll tell you what. So I have an issue with the transitions in the musicals.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we just acting? Are we singing? Just pick one. Just stay with it.
No combination there. Just do one.
If we're singing, let's just sing. But it can be anything. Like I want ice cream. I want ice cream. It's just confusing. So concerts.
Okay, concerts. All right. Okay, I thought you was gonna pick maybe musicals because I saw that you played in Aladdin and a couple.
I did.
Okay. You did. Okay. So all right. That's fine. That's your choice. Okay. Beach or the mountains?
I'm gonna say beach. And the reason why I say beach is because it's like 5 degrees outside right now. Beaches are associated with warm weather, so I really need that right now. I need that in my life.
Yeah, beach. I'm a beach. Yeah, I prefer the beach as well. Yep, I'm on the sand with the sun. We don't get that. We don't get the sun much here in Seattle, but when the sun is out, I'm trying to make my way outside to the beach. So, yep. Yep. Last one. What's your preference here, Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Oh, Christmas all the way.
Okay.
Yes, like Jingle Bells.
Okay.
I love Christmas. I love what Christmas is all about. It's about Jesus. I mean, we make it into something as a society, something that's superficial.
Right.
That holiday is one of the great ones. And then, getting together with family, and, we have a service, that we do. We pray, we read scriptures, we testify. It's just a great time. We've always done it as a family. And now, not to mention, I'm gonna be a little superficial. The food, I come from a family.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
And if you can't cook, you just bring some paper plates, because if you bring something that ain't right, they're gonna talk about you.
Right. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Can't be too light. Light looking. You got to be right. So they'll talk about it. So.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Christmas it is for you. Okay. Oh, you're so funny. I love it. Okay, Jermel. Well, that is we're gonna close out. Any last minute words you want to say before we say goodbye?
I just want to encourage someone out there who may be struggling.
Yeah.
Just want to let you know that weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. But also, there's things that we need to do. Faith without works is dead. If you have faith for something, you need to put boots to the ground. You need to put your hand to the plow, and you need to make that happen. Anytime you have something that, with me, God deals with me where there's an idea that just won't give me rest. It's like a burden, I have to get it out.
Right.
It's important that we get all of our ideas out, our ideas out, because, we only have a limited amount of time on this earth.
Right.
And so we have to be about our Father's business. That's all.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jermel, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today, for sharing your incredible story, and for being vulnerable, because it takes a lot to share our story. And so thank you so much. And you are a true testimony, and a warrior, for sure. A warrior. You went from weeping to warrior, and everything that you're doing, you're giving glory to God, and keep on keeping on. So I just want to encourage you on today. Thank you for coming on. And you heard him, everyone, where you can check out his amazing music, available on all streaming platforms, correct? And go ahead and check Jermel Williams' music out, and go ahead and support him with the merch as well. So yes, thank you, Jermel, for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Just for even thinking about me. I really do.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, everyone, you heard Jermel Williams' story. Support him, his music, his merch. And I just want to say thank you for listening on today. It takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to share your weeping to warrior story. There are 3 ways that you could check out this episode and all episodes: on Fridays at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can check it out on Oklahoma Victorious Worship Radio. The second way is on Mondays at 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on PGN TV, and you can view that. And then also, this episode and all episodes will live on my YouTube channel. I have a music channel, which is Roshawn Nicole, and a wellness channel, which is Roshawn Nicole Wellness. Thank you to our producer of the show, that is Dr. Teresa Jordan. Thank you to our special guest, Jermel Williams. And thank you for watching or listening on today. We will see you next time. I want to send you some encouragement to stay lit, keep shining, and ignite freedom. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in to From Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole. To be a guest on the show, please contact us at info@RoshawnNicoleWellness.com. We would love to connect with you, so please take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow us on all social media platforms. We look forward to having you join us next time for Weeping to Warrior, Igniting Freedom with Roshawn Nicole.